All right, good morning, everyone. We're sorry we're starting late. We have a seminar, a webinar by 11 o'clock, so we just quickly run through the analysis this morning, just briefly, then we'll stop it so that we can prepare ahead for the webinar by 11. If you can hear me and you can see my screen, please type yes. Mr. Dekoye, Shegun, Samuel Elliott, are you there? All right, thanks. So let's get started. So we'll just run through. You can see GBP AUD here right now. This is GBP AUD on the 1 hour time frame, and it's forming the following wedge. It's forming the following wedge. So we are awaiting a breakout of the wedge upwards to signal the beginning of a bullish trend on GBP AUD. So this is what I mean. We are waiting the breakout upwards. So we are bullish biased on GBP AUD. So just watch out. But generally on Fridays, volatility is always low. But then you never can tell if the market is strong enough. We can see some trend. But then also wait for price to break above this minor resistance before taking the buy trade on GBP AUD. So we are bullish biased on GBP AUD. So let's quickly run through some. Okay, this is a AUD card. Now you can see AUD card on the 4 hour time frame. This is forming a shoulder, a head, a second shoulder is forming. Then we have a potential head and shoulder pattern here for AUD card. So you can look for a sell at some pips below the shadow of the neckline. This line is the neckline. So below this tip should signal the beginning of a downtrend, as a confirmation. So you can place your entry just some pips below the tip of the neckline there. Let's look at it. Let's say some pips below 089067. Should have some sell there. Then we expect some other massive sell. But then it's a 4 hour time frame trade. So it's a swing trade. It may not happen today. Today's Friday already. But then just take note. And you can set your pending order already waiting for this. So anytime price gets there, it triggers you into a sell. So you can sell a sell stop order on that level. So we've analyzed GBP AUD and the AUD card. GBP AUD is a bullish, AUD card is bearish. We're having a formation on GBP USD, but then it will require some patience. Equally a swing trade, 4 hour trade. Now, this week we saw a lot of formation of more of swing trades. So there's not been much of intraday setup this week. This is forming, okay, let me say more of a triple bottom. It's not the head and shoulder because they are all almost on the same level. If it's a head and shoulder or inverse head and shoulder, you have the head higher than the shoulder. But this is what this is looking like. It's looking like a triple bottom. However, this point here, just a minute. This point here is still a valid support. This is a valid support. So either this one, bounces off, or it will either bounce off here or still come down, touch this place the third time, making it a triple bottom. So just watch out. There could be a reversal. When price hit this place, as long as price doesn't break, below it. If it breaks below it, the bearish trend will continue. But if this support level is sustained, then we will have some reversal, while this place here is like a resistance that has to be broken before we see a bullish movement, on GBP USD. So we are bullish bias on GBP USD. We just want to wait to see how price works out. How things work out. This is already a trend line also. So a break above this should see a bullish movement on our GBP USD. Let's just run through all this. Gold. Okay, you see the analysis I gave on gold on that should be on Wednesday, that we should expect a bullish movement, and it worked out just like the forecast, because gold ended up, I remember vividly telling us that we can take a buy on gold if price some pips above the tip of the shadow here, some pips above it. If you took that analysis, I said some pips above this. So let's say you entered just on this level, price went, that's in Fibonacci 38.2, price hits exactly Fibonacci 50, that's at 87 pips before it drops. So if you had opened to trades, at least your first take profit will have been hit at 89 pips. Second one, maybe you'll have closed at break even. That will have still been a profitable trade for you overall. So let's mind all these analysis. They are very, very helpful. Now for GBP CHF, it's still forming. We have a falling wedge. It's still, price is yet to break out of the falling wedge. So we'll still wait. It's more or less forming, it hit a resistance level here. We're thinking probably it's going to come down for a double bottom, but let's still watch out and see what happens, But the wedge is yet to be broken because prices hit the resistance here, is trending downwards. It might go up from here or it might come down from the double bottom, This is what I'm saying. It might come down and form a double bottom, with this one, double bottom and breakout, or just from this place, it's already testing the trend line again. It might break out. Those are the two possible scenarios. But overall, we remain bullish biased on the GBP CHF. Nothing much on Euro AD. We're still watching out to see the pattern is still forming. Nothing spectacular for now. Remember vividly AUD JPY, I gave this analysis on Wednesday, of a symmetrical triangle, and I said that price will break out either ways, that whichever direction it breaks out, that is where the market is going. And it worked out just like that. I said it will either break downwards or upwards. And price eventually broke the trend line upwards. And from the update I wrote on the group yesterday, I posted, it has gone as high as 60 pips. Now don't try to enter again. the major move has gone, because normally if you're trading a symmetrical triangle, your take profit should be just at the most recent high. So if you had entered here, I would have been 74 pips, but then like I always say, place some pips before it, like some 5-7 pips, so discretionary as you think. So let's say we are at least if you're on that trade, I will advise to close now, because anything can happen. Today is Friday, market can get unstable. Okay, so even randomly, you can see that price already hits the projected take profit, at about 60 pips, which is not bad. If you had made 80 pips on gold, 60 pips on Aud Jpy, making money. 80, 60, that's about 140 pips. Euro GBP, I posted this yesterday. Euro GBP is also forming a symmetrical triangle. And like I said, with symmetrical triangles, price could break out on either side. It could break out up or down. So, but then this is looking until otherwise, this is looking like there might be a break upwards. But let's just still watch out till it happens, because this is looking more like a double bottom, and price already broke the neckline. So we might see a possible bullish movement. But I want to follow the rules of the pattern. The pattern says anyway, so price might still hit this place and decide to make a downward movement. So just wait and see what happens. So if it breaks out upwards, you take a buy. If it breaks out downwards, you take a sell. So just keep your fingers crossed and watch out for Euro GBP for the direction it goes. Next we have, let's look, Chm Jpy. Now this one, sometime next week I'm going to take us in a little training, but then let's not do that today because time is not really much on our side. Let's just come through other instruments. Mr. Aliyu, is it there? I think you had a trade on GBP JPY on Wednesday. I don't know. Okay, Ali is not here today. Okay, okay. Because I told him at Wednesday when we had the class, price was somewhere here, and I remember telling him this could form a support level. But if that level is broken, the price may target the next support. So it all depends on the stop loss we had on the trade. Because price hit the support and bounced back. At least that could have helped him make some recovery if it was still holding on to that trade. And I think he was the one asking about USD JPY also, which I said USD JPY may form that it was already hitting a support level right here. The USD JPY was already hitting a support level here and a bounce up, which is what is happening. Now it's trapped between a range. But then we're still hopeful that the USD pair would go bearish because let me look at, let me show us USD CHF simultaneously. Because if you look at USD CHF, we're expecting a bearish movement on USD CHF because from a technical perspective, a lot is pointing to the bears on this instrument. Like from the daily time frame, we can see that price, hit the trend, the major part of the trend line, unable to break it right here, 1, 2, and earlier in the week, hitting at the top time. And on the 4-hour time frame, we cited an ascending channel, which is a bearish reversal pattern, meaning we're expecting it to sell. So potentially when price hits the trend line the third time, we're expecting a possible reversal. That is if the trend line is not broken. If the trend line has been broken upwards, then we'll be talking about bulls. But the trend line is yet to be broken. Price has been ranging around that trend line for about 4 days now. So we expect a bearish movement. And as a confirmation on 4-hour time frame, we also cited an ascending channel. And likewise on the 4-hour, initially on the 1-hour time frame, it was forming a head and shoulder pattern. If we zoom down to 1 hour, we can cite the formation. But that head and shoulder pattern, somehow it changed. That's why I always tell you that we don't control this market. We only use information that we have and experience to trade. Because right here, just a minute. Right here, this is a shoulder, a head, a second shoulder, and it came down. But then price did not break the neckline. It did not break this neckline. So it retraced and it's been ranging for some days now and still hitting this part of the trend line on the big time frame. So it's ranging around the trend line on the daily time frame. It's forming a rejection candle there now. So we're still hopeful that price will still come down and possibly break the neckline because the neckline is now looking like a major support at the moment. And if I can look at this, this is almost also forming a triangle pattern right here. So once this neckline is broken, then we should see a very strong bearish movement on USD CHF. Otherwise, if price does not respect that level and breaks the trend line, then the bulls will take over. But then I still remain bearish biased on the USD CHF. And if USD CHF will go bearish, most likely USD JPY might go bearish also. And for USD JPY, you also need to wait for the break of the support level, which is also acting like a neckline. Because for this one, this is trying to form something that looks like a double top. It's trying to form what looks like a double top. So once the neckline is broken, then that should cite this is trying to form like a double top and break, because this is a rising channel. A rising wedge here. So if you have a head and double top at the tip, it could aid the bearish movement of that instrument. So I see bearish bias on USD and USD JPY. And Euro CHF is trying to make some bullish movement here, you know. But then I will advise, if we are already on a trade on USD CHF, don't take a trade on Euro CHF because they seem to be going almost in the opposite direction. Now, I'll talk about correlation, currency correlation next week. I'll explain that to you. We don't have more time for that now. But just take my advice. Don't, if USD CHF is going bullish, sorry, USD CHF is going bearish, Euro CHF is going bullish, just take one out of the two trades. Whichever one, you know, is right to trade, just take one. Don't take both because they're going in opposite direction. Any other trade? Let's look. Euro USD2 is trying to make some bullish movement, trying to form something that is looking like an inverse head and shoulder. You know, we're expecting bearish movement on USD, so it's understandable if Euro USD is trying to go bullish. You know, but however, wait for the break of the neckline. I think somebody was mentioning Euro USD on Wednesday about being bullish. Yes, with this, it's looking bullish, but then wait for the break of the neckline upwards to enter a bullish trade on Euro USD. Also, as a confirmation, your RSI must be above 50 for you to take the trade, a bullish trade on Euro USD. And for New Zealand CAD, we also have a potential trade here. It's looking like a triple bottom because you're having price hitting the resistance, sorry, the support level 3 times here. So if this candle does not break the support level, then we're expecting, you know, a bullish movement on New Zealand CAD. And you can set your entry price just some, this is the neckline, just some pips above this neckline, or better still, to be more safe, above the shadow right here. That can be your entry price. You can set your pending order ahead. It doesn't matter, you know. You can, even though most likely price may not get there this week, but then anytime price gets there, the essence of the pending order is for the platform to trigger you in, you know, when you are not even there, but you are sure of the setup that you have seen in the market. So we have bullish bias on New Zealand CAD. Euro CAD, I would say be careful of this one now. I'd rather stick with GBP AUD, which we already analyzed. All right, I think that's all for now. For those who are coming in, I first analyzed GBP AUD. You can see it's a falling wedge. It's a very perfect setup. So we're waiting for price to break out and also break the neckline. Break out, break the neckline, and we can enter a bullish trade. It's an intraday trade. It's a 1 hour trade. It might happen today. Just watch out. All right, so that's analysis for this morning. I'll only take 2 questions. I will close. Like I said, we're having a webinar by 11 o'clock, so we have to close early today. Just 2 questions, please.
Good morning, please.
Okay.
Good morning.
I can hear you, sir.
Please, yes. The other time you mentioned about those instruments that are correlated, and you said we have to be very careful, must not take the trade. I want you to give me the name of those instruments.
No, sir, we'll talk about it next week, sir. We don't have more time.
Oh, no, okay. I want you to just mention them. I'm not saying you should.
No, there are a lot of negatively correlated pairs. I can't go into details on that now. I only talked about Euro CHF and USD CHF. USD CHF is looking bearish. Euro CHF is looking bullish. I said don't take the 2 trades. Don't take a buy on Euro CHF and a sell on USD CHF. That's what I'm saying. Just take one of them. Whichever one is the right to take first, take it. But don't trade both of them. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Good morning, sir.
Morning, sir.
Yeah, please, sir. In the setting of my own RSM, I do not have level 50 in my own setting, because from your setting here you have level 0, level 30, 50, 70, and 100. In my own, 50 is missing. So I've sent you a message in your WhatsApp. So at your convenience, please, kindly attend to it, please.
Okay, and are you using your laptop to trade?
Hello.
Yes,
Sorry,
yes, I'm using a laptop.
Maybe
I'm using
Okay, my question to Mr. Nelson Jude. Who is asking about RSI, please?
I wanted
my
to.
RSI, I do not have level 50
Please,
in my
just
RSI.
mention your name. I have a reason for asking that. Are
Okay,
you?
my name is Victor.
All right, please. After Mr. Victor, I won't be able to attend to other questions. Please.
Yeah, that's why I say I've sent you a message in your WhatsApp.
No,
at your
I won't
convenience.
attend. No, let me attend to it now. Do you use a laptop to trade?
Yes, I do.
All right, now look at what I'm going to do. You come to your
Okay.
RSI, you right click. It will show you RSI
Okay.
properties. You click it. It will show
Okay.
you the levels. You click add. It will come with 00. Double click it. Add. Now I already have 50. Let's say I want to add 35, whatever. I'll click the blue, select, then I click OK. And you can see it has added it. It's as simple as that.
Okay. So I'll click on my RSI. I'll double click on my RSI.
You right click. Make sure the cursor is touching, especially the blue line. Right click. It will give you. You click RSI properties, then it will show you the levels. Click add, and if you want to remove any level, it's simple. Just tap on that figure you want to remove. Let me see. Then click delete if you want to remove it. If I want to remove my 50, so if I want to add 50, I click add, I type 50, I click the blue line again to select it, and I click OK. And that's
okay.
Right.
Thank you very much.
Welcome. Okay, so please just bear with us today. Please bear with us. We need to end the class now, so we'll see you again on Monday. Thank you, everybody. Bye. And please, you can join the webinar by 11. Yes, sir.
You're going to send the link to this.
Yes, I'll send the link to the WhatsApp group.
Okay.
You can join the live webinar by 11 o'clock also. So everybody.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.